catastrophic meteorologic anomaly struck northern India on the evening of May 13, 2026, as a violent, unseasonal pre-monsoon storm system tore through the state of Uttar Pradesh. Characterized by hurricane-force winds exceeding 100 kilometers per hour, torrential downpours, widespread hailstorms, and relentless lightning strikes, the atmospheric assault has claimed the lives of at least 111 people and left more than 72 others severely injured. The disaster, which caught several regional meteorological models off guard due to its unprecedented internal kinetic energy and rapid cyclonic intensification, has devastated 26 districts of India's most populous state. Beyond the staggering human toll, the state administration has officially verified the destruction of at least 227 residential structures, the death of over 170 heads of livestock, and an overarching collapse of the electrical, agricultural, and telecommunicative grids across rural and semi-urban belts. As emergency search and rescue teams work tirelessly under the direct mandate of Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, this deeply tragic event highlights the rapidly compounding vulnerabilities of the South Asian subcontinent to extreme, climate change-driven weather anomalies. The genesis and cyclonic instability. The catastrophic weather event of mid-May 2026 was born out of an intensely volatile confluence of localized thermodynamic pressures and broader regional atmospheric currents. Historically, the months of May and June in northern India are characterized by extreme heat, which creates persistent low-pressure pockets across the Indo-Gangetic plains. Typically, these systems manifest as localized dust storms, known locally as Andi, or moderate pre-monsoon convective showers. However, on May 13, 2026, the India Meteorological Department, IMD, observed a sudden, highly aggressive cyclonic circulation pattern interacting directly with an unexpected influx of moisture from the Bay of Bengal. This atmospheric collision acted as high-octane fuel for an expansive line of severe convective supercells. While initial localized advisories had warned of standard thunderstorms accompanied by gusty winds ranging between 40 to 60 kilometers per hour, the sheer kinetic energy trapped within the upper troposphere caused the storm front to balloon far beyond projected parameters. Hurricane force trajectory. By late Wednesday evening, the sky across Uttar Pradesh underwent a terrifying transformation, turning an eerie charcoal black punctuated by continuous, rapid-fire sheet lightning. The system unleashed winds that shattered instrument ceilings, comfortably exceeding 100 kilometers per hour. The storm acted as an atmospheric scythe, moving in a sweeping west-to-east trajectory across the state. This was not a localized tornado or a transient squall. It was a sustained, statewide gale force offensive that raged uninterrupted for over 36 hours across several geographical zones. The sheer duration of the high-velocity winds meant that infrastructure which managed to survive the first hour of the assault was systematically weakened and brought down during subsequent, unrelenting microbursts. The human cost of this pre-monsoon nightmare is profound. According to consolidated field intelligence released by State Relief Commissioner Hrishikesh Bhaskar Yashid, the verified death toll stands at 111 human fatalities, with the number of documented injuries hovering around 72, many of whom remain in critical condition within regional trauma centers. The historical city of Prayagraj, formerly Allahabad, and its surrounding rural administrative divisions, tahsils, bore the primary, brutal brunt of the storm's core. The district reported a heartbreaking 21 deaths, the highest concentration in the state. Additional District Magistrate Vinita Singh confirmed that the fatalities were scattered extensively across rural and semi-urban pockets, including Handia, Phulpur, Soran, Meja, and Sadar tahsils. The demographics of the deceased paint a vivid picture of vulnerability. They include rural daily wage laborers caught in the open, smallholder farmers attempting to secure their livestock, women crushed inside traditional mud-brick dwellings, and truck drivers whose heavy vehicles were forced off highways by the sheer velocity of the gales. Adjacent to Prayagraj, the districts of Bhadohi and Mirzapur reported 18 and 15 deaths respectively. In these regions, famed for their traditional carpet-weaving cottage industries and open agrarian landscapes, the storm destroyed hundreds of unreinforced workspaces. Meanwhile, Fatehpur recorded 11 deaths, with District Magistrate Nidhi Gupta Vats overseeing emergency hospitalizations for an additional 15 individuals who suffered severe crush injuries from flying debris. In the central and western districts of the state, the stories of survival and loss are equally harrowing. In Bhadohi, where 6 casualties were recorded, the community mourned the deaths of 2 young girls. The children had sought shelter from the sudden downpour and violent gusts beneath what appeared to be a sturdy brick boundary wall. Tragically, the lateral wind pressure against the structure exceeded its load-bearing capacity, causing it to collapse entirely onto the victims. Further north in Bareilly, social media feeds became a repository of horror as a video went viral showing the surreal, terrifying power of the winds. An unnamed laborer was attempting to secure a heavy corrugated tin roof over an open shed using ropes. An extraordinary microburst of wind ripped the entire tin structure clean off its foundations, hurling both the metal sheet and the clinging laborer nearly 50 feet, 15 meters, into the air. Witnesses watched in shock as he was thrown over 80 feet away, miraculously surviving after falling into a deeply flooded maize field which cushioned his impact. Others across the central belt of Unnao, Bhadohi, and Sambal were not as fortunate, succumbing primarily to instantaneous lightning strikes and massive blunt force trauma from falling old-growth trees. The physical landscape of Uttar Pradesh in the aftermath of May 13th resembles a war zone. The combination of hurricane-force winds and large-scale hailstorms targeted structural vulnerabilities in both modern civil infrastructure and traditional rural architecture. The State Relief Commissioner's Office has officially documented structural damage to at least 227 houses. This figure, structural engineers warn, is highly conservative and only accounts for properties that have been completely leveled or deemed entirely uninhabitable. To view the Uttar Pradesh storm of May 13, 2026, as a mere freak accident of nature would be a dangerous miscalculation, according to prominent climate scientists and environmental researchers across South Asia. The catastrophic pre-monsoon storm of May 13, 2026, will long be remembered as one of the swiftest, most violent environmental assaults that the state of Uttar Pradesh has ever endured in the modern era. In the span of a single night, the lives of hundreds of families were irrevocably altered. The loss of 111 citizens represents an irreplaceable tragedy for the nation, leaving communities to mourn children, parents, and providers who were simply going about their daily routines when nature unleashed its unmitigated fury. The immediate priority for the Government of India and the state administration remains the rapid, frictionless distribution of financial compensation, the restoration of basic human necessities, namely power, clean drinking water and medical care, and the provisioning of long-term shelter for those left homeless.